Hi. So it's my turn for a little, my slow tour of where I live. Places like right there. It, that corner window. Uh, right in what used to be a super industrial part of the city. But, like a year after we moved in there, so you see, like, they just started knocking down everything to make fucking gentrified to hell condos. But the street we're on, the street going that way, is literally the border of that old industrial part of town and the old town this way. So there it's all shit being knocked down, and on this side, whoop, mostly all historic buildings that are protected. We've had quite a few snowfalls. But of course, it's already melting. Yeah, it's been like minus 15, 20 degrees snowfall. And then 3 days of plus 5. Rinse and repeat. Oh. We got our mask back on. Some good doggos. Oh. These are fun little thing is outline of the old city walls. It's actually a negative space of what the walls were. So this would be a cross section of where the walls went. Whoop. And they went all the way down this street. And all the way up to like this corner. So the walls were up for like pretty much as soon as the city was made in the late 1500s, and they were taken down in 1809, I think, which was they took them down a little early because like 3 years later was the War of 1812, and Washington actually marched in and for like a day captured the city. So if they kept the walls up, like, guys, you took it down 3 years early. This empty lot, yeah, this is where the first Parliament of Canada used to be. It's all gone now. It burnt down. God, I don't know when. It says on these tourist things exactly when. Got burnt down by a bunch of angry unionists. Because, hey, after the War of 1812, the government was like, hey, we're gonna help pay for repairs and shit, reparations if you got fucked over during the war. And they gave some money to people who wanted to join the States. And, of course, the English people were kind of pissed about that. And, after people got a bit drunk and yelled about it at the pubs, came down here and burnt the place down. And they actually did nothing with this lot. Nothing with it for 200 freaking years. Just left it empty as a park or a parking lot. And a couple years ago, they dug it up to say, hey, let's use something for it. And they found, like, fucking books and stuff in there. Like, in the burnt down basement, intact books. Pretty fucking cool. This way or... yes, this way. Oh yeah. Look at this church. It's really fucking cool. Yeah, here it's the convent of Les Gris, the Grey Sisters. There's a street nearby named after them. They were the first convent to come to New France. And here was actually what used to be the inside of their old chapel. You can see the altar used to be over there. Half of the general cross shape of the building. And here in the streets, actually marking where the walls used to go. Yeah, some cool shit. Yeah, and the problem was, right where that statue is where the waterfront used to be, and this place flooded a lot every spring. So after 3 times over 100 years of it flooding and building being destroyed, they said, fuck it. Stop rebuilding the chapel. Use the old walls for some new stuff and sell off our land so industrious can build all these warehouses, which, surprise, surprise, are all now luxury fucking lofts. Like these motherfuckers. Let's zoom in for you. Woo! Hello, snowman. It's a different Schneefend. Let's not get run over by him. So yeah, there's Expo 67. Some buildings are built for the World's Fair in 67. And yeah, they were just made by a brutalist designer who was like, how about we make things that are nice out of concrete? And they're meant to be affordable housing units. Look up some photos, they're really fucking cool looking. And it just looks like a clusterfuck of cubes. Every apartment there is between 1 and 3 cubes, and every window is set up that you cannot actually look into the window of another person's apartment. So shitload of light, shitload of density, complete privacy, and actual spaciness. But big surprise, bought up by rich investors, and I think the past 30 years only 2 of them are gone for sale. Yeah, fuck them. That's my derpy face, by the way. Got my cute little mask with freezing hands. Should probably warm them up. Usually my not typical clothing. I usually have a cute scarf, my little Canadiana sweater. And oh my god, this jacket. Best fucking jacket I've ever had. Oh god, my hands are frozen. It's -5 without the wind. Not too bad. Okay, maybe it is a bit bad. My hands are really hurting. Okay, my hands are pretty fucking cold. But yeah, like, oh god, so freaking lucky to be living literally half a block from the old port. Oh, sorry for the shakiness. There you go. Absolutely fucking just love walking through here, the history of it all. So yeah, the city, well, it was a fort when it was founded in the 1500s, and only 1600s was it like officiated as a city. It was completely French. Until after the Napoleonic Wars, France, fucked up there. And they had to give all their North American holdings to the Brits. So a lot of the architecture is, for example, you have like some French style stuff, and then right next to it, bam, some really English style shit. Actually, especially that, the fucking pillars. And you got some fun shit like this. My favorite fucking wall in the city. So the French used mostly stone brickwork for the walls, shit like that. Mining it locally, and when the English came, they just fucking loved red brick. It's like, hey, we can manufacture this stuff, show our might. But you get fun shit like that. Used to be a house there, very, very fucking clear. Then a building built next to it, one that got knocked down. You can see the tar outline of another one, and then the bricks, different color on top of that. It's fucking cute as hell. Wish they would ban cars in the old port though. Like, they did for a short while at the start of COVID, and oh my god, it was so fucking pleasant. Oh, thank god this place closed. Yes. Hipster barber place that was like $50 for a cut. I hope it becomes like an actual like corner shop or something. That'll be nice. Ooh, I can't not show these fucking creepy ass centaurs. Like did he have to be flesh colored? Like I know it's a centaur theater, but oh, hi, cafe. Oh. And here's the same square I took that little first video for you of. It's Place d'Armes. Basically armory, I guess could be a best translation. And yeah, there's a lot of fun architecture in this one. Like, hey, most generic fucking glass tower in existence. Thing was, I think I was the first or second building like that in the world to be made. Mies van der Rohe designed it, and he was like, hey, we got all this steel and glass and shit we can make. Why are you making everything fucking Romanesque? Fuck that shit, let's make something nice. And then, New York was like, oh man, cheap and big, you say? Let's make that. Hell yeah, let's copy and paste that 1,000,000 times. And on the opposite side of the square, this motherfucker was like just gushing through New York. Loved the Empire State Building. It was like, copy that, but don't spend too much. And that's what he got. And right next to it is the first skyscraper in all the Americas, actually. I think we actually, did we beat it? No, we didn't beat it. I think somewhere in the States beat us to it, but it's the first one in the British Empire. Bup. Vive Quebec libre. And here's the headquarters of Bank of Montreal. Pretty fucking fancy. I actually go in there to do banking sometimes and just, God, I feel so out of place even though I have an account there. So yeah, with the English and French, like, oof, after the war, England, they're usually like, you're British now, like, you're a subject, blah, 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 we're dickbags. They did not do that with Quebec. Just because, at the exact same time, the Americans were like, blah, blah, fuck you, you're dickbags. Because they were. And they're like, oh shit, if we treat the French like dickbags, they might say, fuck you English, you're dickbags, we're joining America to tell you you're dickbags. So they're like, okay bros, you can keep doing your thing, but listen to us now. And the French here were like, you know what, like, France left us alone, you're leaving us alone, cool, whatever. So you have the bank, super big institution of the English. Yeah, we're big bankers, and the French The French always had the view that the English were all snooty ass business people who didn't give a shit about family, only cared about money. The opposite side of the square is La Basilique Notre Dame, the Notre Dame Basilica. And the French are like, a bit more religious than the English. So this was definitely like a huge symbol of French Montreal. And it's quite a symbol of English Montreal. And even though I'm really not fond of this building, I fucking love this art installation. So Montreal, and kind of laughing at ourselves a bit. Got a French woman here. Freaking staring down the bank. Huge, like, fake nose sticking up, like, you silly English person. Do not give a fuck about family. Oh. Yeah, do not give a fuck about family. You just care about money. Like, you have nothing in life. Opposite side is an English dude doing the same thing to the freaking church. Like, you're just so backwater. You're fucking rednecks. Like, sure, we all love God and stuff, but like, guys, you don't have to give tithes all the time. You can work on bettering yourselves. But you got cute little French poodle there, yapping and trying to get to the little English bulldog, and like, oh, I want to be together. All detail sculpted. So yeah, the artist was like, yeah. There's some of those stereotypes about each other are there's some truth to it, but like, one of the things that makes Montreal so unique culturally and economically and everything is that whole, you got the English and French, kind of different cultures, but kind of together. Oh, and these. Boop, boop. I have no idea what artists have been putting them around, but like the last couple months, I've been seeing a lot of pixel art, I guess you could say. Just pixel art popping around. Each one's different. A little deeper into the old town. It's unfortunately closed right now, mostly for repairs. Very good timing on there, guys. Started repairs right before COVID. But most important thing is, you're eligible for awakening. Your form is eternal. Actually, energy is eternal. Remember that. Energy is eternal. And yeah, Montreal is very, very hilly. So yeah, the basilica, you can see the old foundations from the old basilica that used to be there before they knocked it down and built a new one in 1830 something. But the cool thing they did is, inside the floor doesn't stay flat and level. It actually goes down with the slope, almost like a theater. So so people in the back, all the way in the back, can actually get a nice view of the priest, or Jesus himself. No, I hear Jesus is a pretty popular guy. Like, I don't really blame people for liking him. Like, come on. Turns all your water into wine. Bam. Great at parties. Oh yeah, this street, and actually a bunch of the ones we passed are crazy popular for American movies. They can just slap a few things on here and be like, oh, we're in Boston now. Or throw like a bodega sign, like I think that's what New Yorkers call it, and be like, oh, we're in New York. And they can use these dead-end streets so they don't have to set dress like 2 miles of street going into the distance. Before COVID, like at least once a week, I'd run into some movie being made. Actually, every single X-Men movie was made in Montreal. If you watch Days of Future Past, about 20 minutes in, you can see my shoe at the edge of the corner for half a frame. Yeah, they filmed it all here. Like, they went to like the more residential area. We're like, oh, it's we're in the New York and in the Bronx, eh? And they're walking through here and like, oh, we're in Berlin now. And a bit further up, I'll show you. They're like, they just replaced all the flags, the ones of France, and they're like, hey, we're in Paris now, and mais en Québec, c'est pas difficile de trouver quelqu'un qui peut faire ça. I'm stumbling over my own words, trying to make a stupid joke. Mais ici en Québec, c'est pas difficile de trouver quelqu'un qui parle français bien. Plus mieux que moi. Now, the whole time we've been walking, it's been almost a straight line, like zigzagging by like only one block. But the waterfront used to come up to that street, and you can see the Newport back there. And until some water management, yeah, this place used to flood like every 20 years or so, like really fucking bad. The layout of the old port, well, the old city is basically Stalingrad. Super long, and I'd say about a kilometer long and only about 4 blocks wide. What is it? No, it's next street. I'm going to show you the other parts of town later. Just it's a good 15-minute bike ride to get to my workshop. Beautiful ride, but I'm a bit lazy today. I'll show you the other day. As well as like the hipster parts of town. Like the old port used to be, well, the industrial parts. All these buildings were mostly warehouses and trade guild houses, stuff like that. And in early 90s, they built a new port further upstream to take care of the big buildings. Found the street I was looking for. And the old port was just kind of decrepit. Until people were like, whoa, if we fix it up a little bit, these 300, 400, 500-year-old buildings might look nice. And big surprise, it does. And now rent here is, woof. Yeah, this building here, well, the one behind it, is, what was it, 2 floors? Yeah, 2 floors of that for an apartment. Went for like $6 million recently. Eugh. And Jesus fucking had the ugliest floors imaginable. There we are. Motherfucking spoopy restaurant. Oh. Get out of the way. Spoopy! It's one of the oldest buildings in the continent. Well, European buildings. And actually has like stairs that go up and then connect to this building and like zigzag around. It's a fancy restaurant now, but when I was doing stuff in movies, we shot a short film in there. We were on the top floor, and it's like, oh, we need a knife for a scene. I'm like, oh, I forgot to bring one. I'll run downstairs and pick one up. Run down to the restaurant, which was closed. They let us in for dinner service. Grabbed one, came back up, and someone's like, oh, we found it. We found one. Don't worry, you can put it back. And, I went down, put it back. 15 minutes later, find a knife next to my stuff on the top floor. Oh, okay. Put it back downstairs. An hour later, it's next to my stuff again. I tell everyone, like, hey guys, we're actually done with this scene with the knife, and we already have one. Please stop putting it back. And was a fancy steak knife, so I could tell it wasn't just someone's pocket knife. Everyone's like, okay, like, we don't know what you're talking about, but sure, we'll make sure not to do it. Oh, what's a good taboo? So everyone denied that they did anything with it, and everyone said, okay, we'll make sure not to do them because, well, we don't need it anymore. An hour later, find it again. And near the end of the day, we're filming in the basement, and it's next to my stuff again. Now, I don't believe in spoopy ghosts, but when I got home that day, Facebook was like, here's a suggested article, top 10 haunted places in Montreal, and the front page cover was that building. Yeah. Oh, not to mention, when we're setting up equipment, the batteries for the camera and the audio equipment were just completely fucking dead. And these guys are professionals. They charge them. Oh, yeah. So yeah, they definitely charged them the night before. And like, okay, shit, let's get the backups. They're dead too. You know, okay, let's charge all the batteries and get all the other shit set up while we wait. Plug the batteries in, they're working fine. Only static. We only fucking get static for the next like 20 minutes. That's all we can get out of the equipment. We eventually get the shit working, but I was like, okay, that was a pretty spoopy what the fuck thing. And that fucking knife was following me. Ooh, my favorite fucking cafe. It happens to be on like one of the fucking prettiest streets. Ooh. Yeah, the cafe is in the building, which is the building used to be the first ever fur trading post in the continent. Like this building was the first building ever made for like, hey, come on down, buy your fur, sell it for billions in France. Gonna get a coffee.